Heaven's Journey to Life. The Deal with the Devil, Day 40. As mentioned in the previous post, we're continuing with the relationship of the world system of money and the soul of fear as the consciousness of and as the world system of money as money itself, and how money authority exists as the consciousness and soul of fear of and as the world system that had taken complete control, directive principle, will, and choice over and of all within and as this physical existence. And within this, the consequence of energy authority as consciousness as the soul of fear within the mind and the world system, and how we have accepted and allowed ourselves to manifest ourselves in this existence through consequence within and as energy authority, instead of actual creation as creators within and as equality and oneness as life and life authority. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to accept and allow the world system of money manifestation in and as my image and likeness, equal to and one with me, as the soul of fear, as consciousness of and as the mind consciousness system relationship to the physical body of blame, as spite, excuse, and justification, as the deliberate manipulation, abuse, and misuse of substance and physicality and life, excusing life and physical authority for energy mind authority to exist, as consuming substance to transform into energy, justified as defying life and physicality and deifying energy, through and as deliberate friction and conflict, spite, for the survival and rewarding of me as energy and mind and the positive energy experience awareness, in this protecting and defending only my survival, where the world system of money, with its consciousness as money itself, instigated and initiated and driven by, within and as the force of and as fear, protecting and defending its own survival and possession as and through the accumulation of money. And within and as this fear, as the consciousness manifestation of and as money itself, the world system of money as plane that fly high above, yet within this physical existence will continue consuming physicality and transforming it into money. Through its own eyes, only seeing money and survival equal to and one with the mind consciousness system plane flying high above. Yet within the physical body, through its own eyes, only seeing energy and survival, will deliberately only see through its own possession of and as energy and money. And in and as this possession of and as fear as consciousness as energy within the money without, will deliberately continue with the accepted and allowed blame as spite, excuse, and justification as the deliberate manipulation, abuse, and misuse of substance and physicality in life, excusing life and physical authority for energy and money authority to exist, as consuming substance to transform into energy, justified as defying life and physicality and deifying energy and money, through and as deliberate friction and conflict, spite, for the survival and rewarding of me as energy and money and positive energy experience awareness, protecting and defending only its survival as energy itself and money itself at all costs. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, in manifesting energy within and money without, as authority of and as the physical body and this physical existence, I have accepted and allowed myself to manifest my existence within and without as autopilot, with fear as mind consciousness and money consciousness, within and without as directive principle, control, will, and choice, for that exists for me within myself and the without of and as myself, protecting and defending only its possession and survival as energy and money within and without, within and as the deliberate nature and action of blame as spite, excuse, and justification. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how, in separating myself into and as the layers and levels of energy awareness, from the unconscious to the subconscious to the conscious and to consciousness, automating my entire existence as energy authority, from and of life awareness and physicality, I have, in and as this separation, abdicated my responsibility, directive principle, will, and choice to energy authority within and money authority without, with this authority existing as mind consciousness within and money consciousness without, driven, instigated, initiated, and motivated by and through fear, within and as the nature and action of blame as spite, excuse, and justification, always existing to only protect and defend its own possession and survival of energy and money. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how I have, within and as myself, made a deal with the devil, offering my soul for my own personal gain of power and wealth, and so manifested my own eternal damnation that has become my existence as energy and devil authority within, and money and devil authority without, where, in the beginning, within and as the conception of me as separate from and of the whole, manifesting the friction and conflict as negative energy experience, that moment I consumed substance, soul, and depth of life within and from my beingness, manifested singularity and existence as a whole. I accepted and allowed myself to bind myself into and as the contract with the devil, as the manifestation of me as a reverse of life and live as evil and energy, and in that offered by soul and depth and substance of and as life, of and as equality and oneness, to and as the devil, as the manifestation of the reverse of me as life and live as evil, that manifested as energy, with reversing and consuming the substance, soul, and depth of life, and consuming and transforming it into and as energy. And in that offering, gained the experience of power as energy, as being and becoming my own God, unto and within myself, in separation from and of God as life, of and as equality and oneness, where within and as that binding contract and the offering of my soul and depth and substance as life manifest to and as energy and evil through consuming substance for energy, the consequence would manifest as the eternal damnation of me within myself and existence as me. Because for me to continue accumulating and having my power as energy, as I, God, with the contract with the devil, as a manifestation of the reverse of me as life and live as evil, that manifested as energy, and the offering of my soul, consuming substance and life into and as energy, I had to continue accepting and allowing my existence of separation to and towards all as me, within and as deliberate blame, as spite, excuse, and justification, within and as constant and continuous fear, protecting and defending my possession as power, as energy, and survival as I God. And in this existence of me, the contract with the devil and the offering of my soul manifested my nature and action as the devil itself, as the reverse of life and live, and so manifested my internal and external reality and existence equal to and one with me as the devil, as the reverse of life, and live for my internal and external reality to serve only my possession of and as power as energy, and survival of and as me as my own God, I God, unto myself only. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in the beginning, see, realize, and understand the consequence as eternal damnation that would manifest in and as my contract with the devil, and the offering of my soul for the empowerment as survival and possession of only me as I God of and as energy, eternally damning myself into an existence of survival and possession within and as fear, as the nature and action of blame, as spite, excuse, and justification, as the existence of me, as the contract with the devil, and the offering of my soul that would become the internal and external existence of me as a deliberate manipulation, abuse, and misuse of substance and life, excusing life authority for energy and devil authority to exist, as consuming substance to transform into energy, justified as defying life and deifying energy and money, through and as deliberate friction and conflict, spite, for the survival and rewarding and empowerment of me as energy and positive energy experience awareness, protecting and defending only my survival and possession as empowerment of and as energy itself that I had come to possess with my contract with the devil and the offering of my soul. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how I had become the living and existent manifestation of and as the deal with the devil, and the offering of my soul were the consequences of this deal with the devil, as consuming substance, life for energy, had to offer my soul of life for me to get and have the possession and experience of my own energy empowerment of and as only me as energy, which then transformed my soul of life into and as the soul of fear, because Energy can only exist and survive within and as constant, continuous fear. Regulating, controlling, and directing my energy layers and levels within myself to ensure I, as energy, constantly and continuously consume substance and life to transform into and as energy. Where, for me to have my energy empowerment and experience, I had to exist in and as constant and continuous fear driving and motivating my survival as energy. And so my soul transformed into the soul of energy as fear, that manifested my nature in action of blame as spite, excuse, and justification, and will eternally exist to only protect and defend my survival and possession of energy within and as me, as the soul of fear as energy became the authority of me of life. Damned to eternal hell of possession and survival within and as fear, instead of living here, in and as equality and oneness, with and as life, as all of and as me. In the next post, we'll continue walking the deal with the devil and the offering of our souls, within and as the manifestation of ourselves as the mind consciousness system and the world system that had become possessed by and as our own fear of and as possession and survival as energy, eternally damning ourselves and generations to come to the energy authority within and the money authority without, and why and how we have no directive principle, will, and choice in ourselves and this existence, as it now belongs to the devil as energy authority within and money authority without. As the reverse of ourselves, we accepted and allowed ourselves to create and manifest in and as our accepted and allowed self-interest of possession of and as energy within and money without. I commit myself to show that the externalized conception and projection of God and the devil only exists because it exists within and as each human being and humanity as a whole, and that the external existence of God and devil came from within human beings, that because we separated ourselves from ourselves as life and source and substance throughout time to such an extent that we've been externalizing ourselves as what we exist as within, to see into and as the mirror of and as ourselves as the external, as what we're in fact existing as internally. I commit myself to show how we have from the beginning of our existence already damned ourselves into eternal damnation throughout the generations of ourselves as beings within an existence and humanity on this earth, within and as our original starting point of and as ourselves as energy that evolved into and as the mind and manifested into and as the world system of money, made a deal with the devil and sold our soul for the empowerment and wealth of ourselves as energy within and money without, as what and who we're currently existing as in and as our very nature and action of and as the mind and the world system, within and as possession and survival of and as fear, through and as deliberate blame, as spite, excuse, and justification, of and as our continued existence as energy authority and money authority within and without. I commit myself to show how there is no external God and devil in existence. We've become our own God and our own devil within ourselves, the God of ego as energy authority within, and the God of the world system as money authority without, where energy and money has become the authority of life and equality and oneness that maintains its authority through and as the nature and actions of and as the devil, as the possession and survival of and as itself within and as the nature and action of blame, as spite, excuse, and justification. And that the God and Jesus we've been waiting for our forgiveness and salvation from and of the eternal damnation we've accepted and allowed to manifest within and as our deal with the devil and the offering of our souls, will not come. I commit myself to show why and how it is only through writing self-forgiveness and self-corrective application that we will stand within and as the salvation and forgiveness of and as life, as God, of and as equality and oneness. As writing self-forgiveness and self-corrective application is the taking of self-responsibility for what self accepted and allowed in the making of the deal with the devil and the offering of our soul and life to and as energy authority within and money authority without. As within and as the walking of writing self-forgiveness and self-corrective application, self-walk the process out of the manifested consequence the deal with the devil manifested that has become our entire mind consciousness system manifest as the consequence of our abdication of responsibility as life authority. And so, in and as taking self-responsibility, through and as writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, release ourselves from and of the deal with the devil, stopping the continuation of and as offering our souls, physicality, life, to and as energy, and walking the process of aligning our living to and as life and life authority, as a physical body in this physical existence, out of the possession and survival of power within ourselves as energy, and into and as the equal and one living of and as the physical body in this physical existence. I commit myself to show that waiting for Jesus and God for salvation and forgiveness is ego, because we as humanity have been the ones that had manifested our nature and action within and as the mind, and without as the world system of money, within and as who we've accepted and allowed ourselves to be and become, and that it is thus us ourselves that must stand humbly in forgiveness before God and physicality for what we've accepted and allowed to do unto and towards it, in and as our accepted and allowed self-interest of the desire, want, and need to possess our own power as being our own gods, through and as making the deal with the devil and offering our souls that has damned ourselves in the physical body and this physical existence to and as eternal damnation, just to serve our own possession of and as energy and power. And that the only way to restore our relationship to God and physicality for life authority as heaven on earth to manifest is through and as writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application within, as aligning ourselves into and as equality and oneness with and as God and physicality. And so equally as one, restore our coexistence within and as this entire existence as a whole, through and as the equal money system.